1 steak sauce.
Tastes so good upon your titties.
Let me lick 'ems off, bitches.
Oh, yes.
Here we are, fuckers. Nothing fucking sacred.
We are back. I am Cruise Control.
I am Maxwell Silverhammer.
And it is the 16th of June, 2016. So 6/16/16. Ooh,
magical.
It's a day. It's the fucking evil Blogmadon when the evil lords of Sclabador come out to take on the fucking children of the night. Whatever.
I thought it was 6/6/16 was supposed to be the big, 3
fucking
6.
yeah. Well, who knows? Like, they may have that may have looked like a dash instead of a 1. Who fucking knows? Instead of. But anyways, we are here. We're back. It's nothing sacred. We had both had interesting weeks. We have updates on the sleep study. Then we have updates on thoughts on my vacation. Not necessarily specifics, but just thoughts. We have some Orlando shit. Just to talk about that, get that out of the way. We got paratransit fucking shit, and then a little bit of fucking, what is it? What do we call it? Fucking Dr. Phil? Dr. J.
Dr. Yeah, a little or unwrapped or shrink wrapped.
Shrink wrapped, yeah. I guess it's called a shrink wrap because I'm
going to analyze a little bit and kind of
of course,
on the right track.
You can also still check out, which is getting it. It's for us. For us, it's getting decent views. Go out, check out our support. It's on the Hupum Blue Lounge. There'll be a link, of course, in down below. In the down below, we got our first episode up. Second episode will be coming along, plus some other things maybe at the Hupum Blue Lounge. You know?
Oh yeah.
And I love it how it sounds gay. Our Hupum Blue Lounge. Well, we don't care. We don't care. That's the whole point. Now we're gay bashing fuckface Muslim haters, but we have a gay sounding whatever.
Well, we're KKK members, but we're gay. Yeah. So I mean, that's what the fuck.
I'm almost tempted to fuck it. It's like Skeletor moment. It's a Skeletor moment.
Well, I'm amazed. Well, I guess he went through the link on one of the pages or something from the description because he found that. I was like, wow, how the fuck
he did. He loves
that
us.
Shit?
Thank you for being such a patriot and a saint for us, and really supporting our view count. Man. By the way, we have some shows that have 12 views. So when you add your view, that's literally almost 10% more viewing just because of you, buddy.
Well, and because he's gone to the page several times, to comment.
Exactly. So thank you very much, Skeletor. Really appreciate your support, and we'll you're keeping us alive, man. You're keeping our flames lit and ignited.
You're helping it, man. Thank you to Snake Mountain, man.
Ignited.
So,
anyway, so let's...
Speaking of Snake fucking Mountain, man, okay, dude, the sleep study... And I was, like I said, I was a little bit nervous, because I thought, well, I'm going to go there. I'm not going to be able to sleep. It's going to be hard. They're going to have me wired up to all kinds of shit, which they did, dude. There was like 27 wires hooked up to me.
Holy shit, man. How does that? I wouldn't be able to sleep.
Well, it wasn't. It's nothing hard as well. Yeah, nothing hard's connected to you. It's just all wiring pretty much. And she even said if you move and you pull a wire out, don't worry about it. We'll just come in and wake you up and reconnect it.
I toss and turn. I would never be able to do that shit because I literally am a rotisserie at night, man. I just turn over and over and over.
Well, listen to this. Okay, so one thing is I did have an oxygen sensor on my finger. Mm-hmm. On my right index finger, which is my jack hand. And I thought, oh fuck, that's the other thing. I'm not going to be able to jack off.
Oh no.
Because they can probably see me.
No, you didn't. You didn't, did you?
Yeah, I did.
You did?
Yes, I did.
You wait, hold on a second. You blew a load in the sleep study.
I did, man. Because I was laying there and I'm like, I can't sleep. I'm like, fuck, I need to do something. Maybe it's because I need to jack off. So here it is. I got the oxygen sensor on my right index finger, and I figured, fuck it, I'm going to use my 3 other fingers.
You. I don't understand how.
Now you understand? I don't. I'm under the covers, man. So it's not like I'm laying on the bed with my dick out.
But were you fucking pulling up and down on your schlong, or just rubbing against the bed, or what the fuck?
I was just rubbing against it, like that, the middle part.
Oh god, dude.
Where the veins are and shit.
So what? So did that help you fall asleep?
Yes, it did. I tossed my wad. And then just fucking laid there, and then I woke up once. Let it dry on your
stomach.
What's that?
Let it dry on your stomach, right? Or on the bed.
On the bed and on my shorts.
Wow. You fucking blew a load in a sleep study.
Yes,
That's
I
pretty
did.
much. I got. I'm done, man. I think I don't. Fuck, man. I don't need to say anything more about this show. I think we're done. Why don't we just stop this shit right now, man? No, man. You think I'm fucking joking, man? I mean, seriously, dude. Fuck that, dude. Let's just fucking get this. Hey, I'm cruise control.
Hey, man, we're not done yet. Man.
Fucking wait. How do we top that? How do we even say anything more than you blew a load in your sleep study? And who was the fucking? Did you blow a load over the fucking people that were administering it?
Well, no, because they leave the room. I'm in a room by
No,
myself.
I'm talking about who was it like fucking Nurse Nancy's like, all right, we're gonna strap this wire to your left arm.
Yeah, and she was kind of hot, dude. She came in and she had to rub all this, this residue and dye and shit.
Yeah,
like they had wires on my legs, they had
yourself...
wires on my arms.
Oh, fuck, dude.
There was one going to my chest, monitoring my heartbeat, and then they had one going to my head, So.
So you blew a load.
So I blew my load. I passed out. Then I woke up a couple hours later because I had to piss. And so I hit the button. She just said if I have to use the bathroom, hit the button. So I did, and she came in and she disconnected me. But she disconnected me from the actual hardware.
Yeah, gotcha.
And so then she hands me this box, and I had to carry it with. She says, "Yeah, you got to take this with you to the bathroom." So I don't know what the fuck that is. Some kind of monitor or something.
Okay.
So I took that with me to go take a piss. Then I came back in, and she wired me back up, and then I went back to sleep. And then she woke me up about 2 hours later. I guess my oxygen sensor came loose or whatever. Funny enough.
I wonder how that worked.
So she had to put that back on me. And then I dozed off, and I woke up at she woke me up at 5:30, I think it was. And I just had to sign some shit real quick, and then get my clothes on and go outside. My bus was out there, and I went home.
I wonder if they knew that you blew.
I don't know. She didn't say anything to me.
I wonder if they knew. That's just great. You just had to, like, you know what? Fuck it, and just blast it all over their sheets, man.
And I'm waiting for them to say, at one point your respiration and heartbeat increased, for a period of time. You know what? I'll admit it to the doctor if he says that. I'll say, well, thing is, I like to masturbate before I go to sleep, and yes, I did masturbate. I hope they change those sheets, dude.
They have to every time. They have, because that probably happens before. They probably get worse than that.
Oh yeah, people that pee the bed or other strange
still
shit.
Fucking blowing a load, and then see most people clean it up. You just left a fucking puddle in the fucking middle of the sheets.
I did, dude. I just puddles them.
Oh,
it was like blue,
awful.
And it was a decent. The bed was about the size of my bed, so it was a
Yeah, right in the middle. They got a fucking little lagoon, dude. The blue lagoon.
There's the Yupum Blue Lagoon right there.
Blue lagoon. That's outside the lounge. It's fucking
So anyway,
built up over months and months of Yupums.
So yeah, I gotta wait. She said about 2 weeks before I hear anything about my sleep study. So and they did take. I think I told you a few days prior to that they did some blood work, and I haven't heard anything on that. So I'm thinking that's probably good because if there was a problem, they would have called me. So.
Well, that's lovely, right?
So there you go, man. There's my story.
There's your sleep story. So we'll figure it out about that. So, I had a great weekend, a great vacation, and I just have an observation. Talk about how awesome it was. Just in general, I just felt comfortable, very comfortable. It was just such a good time, just so relaxed, and just enjoyed the hell out of it. We went to the coast. We ate a lot of good food and just hung out and enjoyed a lot of good food, a lot of good stuff. Just a great fucking time. Just had a great time with my both my nephew and niece, I guess, whatever. I'm trying.
Yeah.
Anyway, we had a great time with Scott and with Shane. Had a great party. We went on the fucking golf course for like in the middle 2 a.m. to like 40-year-old like 40 and 50-year-old dudes. And the young people all walking out onto a fucking golf course in the middle of 2 or 3 in the morning with a fucking fluorescent lantern.
Oh, shit.
And so I'm like, I can't see shit. I'm like, we're probably going to get caught. I'm like, why don't you turn that shit down? And we're like, and of course my buddy's like, well, I am the head of the neighborhood watch.
So you weren't supposed to be out there on this golf
hell
course?
No, it's under construction. Basically closed down about a year ago. So we're walking around this golf course. It was shades of the old Spanish trails, man.
Oh,
the old days.
Shit.
Long time ago. But it was just, it was fun. We were out there hanging. We had a great time. Went to the coast on Saturday, and this is my little story that you're going to have to relate to Sluggo.
Okay.
because you're gonna laugh. You're gonna know instantly what this is about. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, we're at the coast, and we're literally walking up this dunes,
Uh-huh.
and I'm like, oh god, I cannot hold this fucking piss in, right? So I gotta
Shit.
I gotta piss really bad, and I'm like, I can't, and I'm like, dude, I'm like, Kraken, where? I go, do you see any idea? What about that dude? He's like, you got to go behind that one. No one's gonna notice. I'm like, okay, and I didn't think anybody would notice, and and of course. His girlfriend went down to the coast to the actual shore, was down there. So I'm like, all right, I gotta go do this, man. This is annoying. This is fucking bugging the fuck out of me. So I'm going, and it's the coast. So that means that I'm like, I almost I stop his place, and I'm about to pee, and I'm like, wait, I can't pee right now because it's the coast, and the wind
Oh, peeing into the wind?
is blowing right into me. So I had to stop, like, whoa, and I had to like clinch, and I had to walk with my
shit, so
dick
you
in my
started
hand.
pissing?
I almost started pissing. I'm like, wait. I'm like, oh shit, did I feel my pants? And there was nothing. So I had to turn and find a place to turn. And these are like sand dunes, man. We're not talking like a dirt road or like a little like off the woods. We're talking like sand dunes that like you sink into and you go, whoa. So I'm like trying to balance, and I'm like squat, like half squatting, and I'm pissing, and my piss is flying to the east, like whoosh, 'cause it's not like 2% fucking 2 mile an hour wind. It's like 15 mile an hour wind, and I'm glad. Everyone was far away, so it's like I was spraying on anybody, like showering anybody. But I'm just like, all I'm thinking in my head is Mountain Dew.
Pissing in the woods.
Yeah, because I was pissing in the wind and in the woods. So both times, we used to misinterpret that.
Right, it's wind or woods.
Wind
yeah,
or wood.
yeah.
I used to say wind, and he used to say woods, and then it kind of got to where it could be both, or at least
That's funny as hell, dude.
well. And I'm sitting there laughing, and I'm like, God, if my pants are covered in fucking spots, that's gonna be like awful. So I'm like looking at my pants, and like, oh god, there's no spots, because I couldn't tell where the piss was going, because the moment I pissed, it didn't hit the ground. It just flew like sideways out of my schlong, dude. Like
So it's in the
literally
it's
in the wind.
dude. It's like-
Yeah. Literally flying specks. So I'm not. If one of them felt. I mean, they were far away, but just they felt a little spritz, from the. Oh, look at this ocean, and they're like cover. I mean, because the wind was flying. It was beautiful. Don't get me wrong. It was amazing, but the wind was like going like 20 miles an hour or something like that. So it was like, and I was like, just like, oh. So I was like, that's interesting. So. And because I didn't see, it didn't touch the ground, because I didn't see any like
Great.
any like well, maybe you don't know, but when you piss on something like dirt, it changes color. I'm sure you get that idea.
Well, or it hits the ground, like you said. It
Yeah,
makes
and
a
I
pop,
didn't see it hit the ground. It basically just flew out of my schlong like a sideways.
So it's blowing in the wind somewhere, dude. Somebody's getting sprayed with your piss.
Yeah, at some point it's like mixed with the atmosphere. I'm one with Gaia. One with the earth.
It just got a little more humid there for a little while,
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Damn, there was a
But
big
and I was
piss.
also like, oh shit, I hope fucking his girlfriend is just come traipsing around and see me like half squatting with my schlong in my hand, because I had to pull it out from my body. I couldn't just piss, because if I did, I would have a chance of spraying all over myself. So I had to like lean back, like my upper body, and then like pull forward. So I was like, oh shit, and I was hoping no one came around, but I got it. It worked out well.
Fuck.
And
Oh,
so we
that's
went
a
to the
great
coast.
story, man.
So that's my little story of the coast, and just had a great time overall. But my observation is this, man, the crash from that just kind of wakes me up and makes me realize, man, I either need something else to do after this, or I'm just get way too emotionally invested in shit, because I'm literally still like.
Well, I mean, it happens though, dude. I mean, it's family, and you're out there. I mean, I felt that way when I came home. I was like, yeah.
And I was seriously like bad though, like where I'm like, not like crying or anything, but just like, and it's like going to work. I'm like, fuck. And then Tuesday, and I've been home since Tuesday afternoon, evening.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of like, not like I've been, but obviously Kraken is leaving today, but so it kind of made me think like they're all hanging out there too, like at the house, and I'm over here, because they couldn't do anything.
Huh.
Scott had to work late, so.
Damn.
But anyways, the whole point is that, man, you can crash really hard. There's always something, man. And after there's like, oh, it's great. Now it just makes you go, all right, you know what? I need, because it used to not be like that, man.
No, it actually. Well, fuck, dude. That might lead to my shrink wrap.
Yes, because it used to not be where I was like, oh, you know, and
Right.
just like
You would hang out and just enjoy the time.
and I'd be like,
then
oh, I get to go
afterwards you're like,
back
that
and
was
do my
great.
thing, and it made me refreshed and revigorated. This just made me come back and be like, fuck. I have to
Kind of like sad, like
yeah,
damn.
like
Well, it was the same way when you left. You know, I was like, damn, man, we had a week, you know, hanging out and shit, and you know, now, damn.
yeah, and because it's back to it's almost like kind of a wake up call in a way to like, you know, maybe I need to do some more shot.
Back to your adult
But I don't know
reality,
if it'll
you know?
make a difference though. I think it's just the way I am now. Like I'm just like, you know, really get into the having, and I think it's also just a matter of how trust in people. Because I trusted everybody there, and you know, basically implicitly, like there was no, I didn't worry about anything there. I didn't worry about, you know, offending people. You know, after a little conversation, I said, hey, this is how I am. You know, it's like, all right, cool. You know, about certain things, there's no bullshit. There was no drama at all, and it was just great. So then when I get back here, it's like I'm just sitting in my little place going, "Ferk." So that just
I don't
tells you.
think it's even a lack of things to do, dude. I think it's just, you know, you're going back to your adult reality.
Yeah.
You know, where you're like, damn, man, now I got to be responsible again. You know,
Yeah, and it's the same old shit. It just makes me go, God, do I really like the same old shit? Is it because the week was so awesome, or is it because the shit the routine I have needs to be updated? So it's kind of a personal observation thing where I'm like,
you know, and dude, that kind of leads into my shrink wrap bit.
All right, so why don't we go into that, because it kind of relates to each other, I assume. Wait a little bit, because you apparently, from what I gather,
I went to my ex's Facebook page.
Just on a whim, right?
Koala, yeah, just on a whim. I was, you know, done with all my work, and I was like, you know what? I got 30 minutes till lunch. Let me just go, you know, let's just see what's going on with her, you know. And so I start poking around, and I'm reading some stuff that she's posted, and from what I've gathered, well, I knew that she was dating someone new, but there were some people that were like, oh yeah, you know, soon you and him are going to be sharing an apartment together, and smiling face with, you know, and all and I was just like, oh man, and you almost feel like you're competing, and you shouldn't, right? Like, why the fuck should I even feel that way? I mean, I've got plenty of good things in my life, you know, and even more so than she does, I think. You know what I'm saying?
And you appreciate that shit too, because remember, she would always be fucking shitty about, you know, just, oh, life is terrible.
Yeah,
oh, you got the promotion.
That's
I did get the promotion, but it rained this morning. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right, and there's that shit. Like, she's not happy. She's never happy, but you know, that still didn't stop me from getting that little pang of like jealousy. Like, damn, you know, I still had the she won and I didn't attitude. You know,
it's like one, no, because what? Because I bet when you start, if you really read into what she says, it's never like you said. Like, rarely is it like my life is great. It's all just usually shit. Like, she's moving over the place and stuff and whatever, and I don't know, doing other stuff.
Well, there were a few things. She was talking about a tandem bike ride and some other things.
Well, yeah, but that's just what you're going to do on Facebook. So, but the majority of I just know. I know, and I don't want to get too specific. Yeah, I just want to get too specific. But it's yeah, it's definitely, there's definitely that pain there. There's definitely, well, I should show her, you know, like, or you know, if we met and do like everybody.
When is it my turn to find somebody that I want to be with?
Yeah, but then again, you're and of course you don't have any perspective because your emotion gets through with it. How many fucking dudes has she been with since you? 2 or 3, at least married once, something.
Well,
similar?
yeah, twice. Well, I mean, not married twice, but she's been with 2 other dudes.
Well, the point is, yeah. So she actually had to go get married and shit. So you think that was awful, probably. So
I'm sure.
You think you won or lost when you really just look at it. There's none of that. But I understand what you're saying, like that. Because you want to think that you always, because it's always. I'll tell you what it is, man. It's the what's a good name for it? It's he's. It's the happily ever after syndrome.
You're right. Like, I got happily ever after and you didn't.
Yeah, but then of course you know that she hasn't, because the first one would have been happily ever after. Like, yeah, right? Yeah. No, so it's been out through one other whatever the hell's going on. Happily ever after syndrome. It's like, well, you think, it's supposed to end and fucking us just walking off down the street and feeling no, it's not.
Because we're both living lives, I guess. You know.
Yeah, it's not supposed to feel like that. It's shit happens. Relationships are up and down. You know.
Well, then I started thinking, you know, like you had mentioned your routine and your stuff, and I was like, man, maybe I need to get more shit going on for myself. And then I'm thinking, then later I'm like, no, that's stupid. I got plenty of good things going on for
Yeah, you just need
myself.
to not worry. It's from every end though, man. You're every bombarded by what you need to and should be doing, man. It's
Right.
fucking
Exactly.
awful.
Exactly. And it's like, man, and with the whole, what was I going to say about that? Like what you were saying too. I used to not be that way, but now with her, it's like, that was such a good, strong, euphoric situation that now all of a sudden I'm like, I mean, obviously I'm not. This happened about a week ago now.
Yeah,
So
no. It's just you've thought about it now, and you're like, what the fuck was I thinking? Right?
right. But the
Yeah.
fact that it even happened, it still bothers me. Like, why did I even give a shit? I should be laughing. So
It's and you should also be and you should because you get that spurt. It's like, oh, what could have been, and what you're thinking about, and it's like I said, society tells you all the time you should be lonely, you should be upset because you're not doing this and this and X Y Z, and
yeah,
everything and just everything around you, media and everything around you tells you all these things, and it's your job as an individual, of course, to fight through that, but it's not easy. That's the whole point. It's not easy for anybody.
no,
And
no.
that's
Well, and then the one chick that I was really hardcore digging, she disappears. So it's like, fuck, like
Yeah.
one more loss,
And it also makes you wonder if like part of your hardcore digging was like, oh yeah, once I get this one, then I'll look back at the other and go, yeah, bitch.
Well, I think that may have been part of it.
Yeah,
I
it
mean,
could be.
even though I was really into this chick, dude. I mean,
Oh, I know, and that's actually
But-
good because that shows you're healthy and you're able to be into somebody else. Again.
right. I'm not broken and still worrying about the other person, but
And it,
now,
yeah, go ahead.
but now that they're not around, now that I'm not talking to them anymore, it's kind of like that might have been the reason I went back to her page. Like, let me go back there.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, well, yeah, a little bit like, oh, I just want to see, just to see,
Yep,
and that's
that's
nothing
just
wrong
what it
with
was.
that if you have perspective on it, because like it depends on when you're going to go back there too, because you weren't prepared for how you feel, but if you went back there and actually read a lot of that shit, you'd probably be like, oh, God,
Oh, if I did a second, if I went back a second time, I
you
probably
were
would.
focusing
I'd
all on
probably
the
just
fucking
would.
tandem bike riding and fucking on the beach and sex, whatever, and the smileys and the happies and you're this and you're that. But I guarantee you, if you just looked at all those posts, you'd see all the other shit that just is just like, wow, this person's not a very positive person. It's kind of annoying as fuck.
Well, here's another interesting fact. Did you delete her or did she delete you? Do you know?
I don't know. I still see your shit on there.
Do you?
Hmm?
Because it said we only had so many mutual friends, and I was looking at the mutual friends, and I didn't see you.
I may have been. I don't know. I thought I saw something by, but maybe it was a share from somebody else. I don't really know. I kind of forgot. Did I?
Right,
I
you're
think
not really
I may
pay-
have.
Paying
I
attention.
don't know. I just don't really. Because I don't like that. And it was really negative for a while. Although I think she may have deleted me because I don't know because she tried IMing me a couple of times, but
You never got back to her, huh?
we're back there because it was about or I did, but I was really like kind of like, oh, whatever. It's just I don't know. I don't know what happened. Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But don't give
Because
a
I didn't
shit
see
either
you
way.
on her friends list, so I was like, oh shit. But
yeah, I don't give a
yeah,
shit.
no,
either way.
and she didn't. It wasn't her going, "Oh, I have the most wonderful man," and all that stupid shit. It was just more comments. People were commenting like, "Oh, somebody said, oh yeah, how are you and so doing?" Or "Oh, I see you and him are going to be sharing an apartment soon." Smiling face, and so I'm just
God,
like,
I'm so glad you're out of that shit. Think about it, man.
oh, dude, it definitely was something that was a disaster. But still, the fact that I even look back and feel pangs of jealousy is like, the fuck is wrong with me?
No, I don't think there's anything wrong. I think you just caught yourself off guard, and now you thought about it. Now, if you still felt pangs of jealousy, and we're still going, fuck. Like, for instance, with this, this vacation, amazing shit, I do feel like I'm climbing out of it. If I still felt the same way, like on Sunday or Monday, then I need to get my head out of my ass and go, okay, all right,
Yeah.
this is stupid. But, I'm still thinking, like, right now, I'm still thinking, man, Kraken's on the airplane and shit, and going back, and hope my bro's okay, because I know it's probably going to be a day at work where he's just like, fuck, just because, kids, he loves them so much, and they get
Right.
along so well and have a great time. So, but, like, if I'm like this on Monday or Tuesday, it's like, hey, at some point, you got to smack yourself in the face with your dick.
Yeah,
and,
snap out of the shit.
Snap out of that shit, wake up. And if you were still like, I mean, are you
No,
still feeling it? Like, still like, fuck you, Mike?
no, no, no. I mean,
A
well, I kind
little
of,
bit?
obviously it bothered me enough to bring it up.
Well, it
Still,
did because but it bothered you because of their reaction, not because of like basically like you're like, "Ugh, my life is shit because she.
oh,
No,
no, no, no.
no, you're
I had
examining yourself, going, holy shit, I got kind of a little goofy there for a second about this. Like,
Well,
I gotta
that's it.
think
Yeah,
about
the temporary insanity.
So you were bothered by the actual feeling, kind of like I am. I know it's a phase, but I'm still bothered by the feeling of like, what the fuck, what the fuck am I so like just fuck?
Well, it's like you said, man. It's a good time. It's a fun when you could just let go and not feel any kind of fucking.
Yeah, but it's getting to the
feelings,
point
anything.
though. It's getting to the point though that I know, like, I really look forward to these trips, but then I know how shitty I'm gonna feel afterwards. That I'm kind of like.
Well, it's weird. Our emotions as we get older, dude. We become, we talked about that before too. Like where we worry about shit that we didn't worry about before.
Yeah, because we realize shit's going to happen that we didn't think would happen before. And then after it happens a couple times, you realize this is going to happen pretty much every time. Like, I knew I'd be like, ah, fuck.
Yeah. Yep.
But it just made me think, like, why am I, why do I need, like, if I, I'm not saying I don't have anything else, because I had a great improv show, that's really going well, and there's other things going on, and I'm not really unhappy, but it's just like, god damn, it's like that euphoria, that, like, fucking week-long, just like, yeah, fuck yeah, vacation, no worries at all. And then you just get back, and it's like, bam!
Well, that's it. When it's snatched from you like that, it's just like,
yep.
Damn. As a kid, I think you accept it more.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird. As an adult, though, you're like, I want to keep having fun. Or I want to keep this happy feeling going.
Or, at least, I don't feel like I'm going back to something that's just going to pull me back down into like a treadmill type atmosphere, and that's kind of what it is too. So it makes it open your eyes a little bit too. Like, man, I might just fucking, I just feel like jumping on a goddamn train and just like traveling the country with like fucking doing improv for fucking food.
Yeah, no, because you do. There's that thing there. You feel like well, am I stagnating?
Yeah, it's not. It's not even grass is greener syndrome. It's more just like, man, I want to do something. It's like time running out because this year is gone. And it's been crazy because I was thinking, God, last year at this time, Kraken was out here too, and I literally remember that. Hell, man, I remember, dude, 4 years ago, sitting on your fucking in your old furniture in your old apartment, listening to that fucking book about that kid.
Oh, Shep.
Yeah. And I remember that. And I remember that clear as fucking crystal. Like it was how that couldn't have been 4 years ago. That was 4 fucking years ago.
Yeah, I know.
From right now, 4 years ago, I've been here.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And then I remember when you were talking about coming back. That was 3 years ago.
Yeah, and it's like, fuck, man. It's like all this time, and it's just like, man, it's just, what are you doing? Like, do you want to feel more of that every day? And can you? And I bet I can. I can definitely get that, like, that, just doing more, just getting more. But then again, half the time you think about what you want to do, and you're like, I don't want to fucking like hang out with a bunch of like fucking nut eating fucking libtards hiking somewhere to feel good, so they can talk about their fucking.
There's pros and cons.
Yeah, it's like, because I'm not really that kind of person. Like, I don't want to hang out with a lot of people because most people don't give me the same kind of comfort feeling that I get with my family and with the people I really care about.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, well, at one part you want to take your shit to the next level, but then it's like, well, do I like? Well, it's kind of like music, dude. With me, do I want to hang around these fucking brain dead weed smoking rappers all the fucking time? They're just I dog no,
yeah.
And I just realized, dude, I'd hate that. You know?
And then just having to pander to a different group of people. That's why with the improv group, like I was thinking about joining an atheist group, but a lot of these people have these ideas that piss me the fuck off. And
right.
Maybe we can go into that piss me the fuck off. And it's these blinded ideas that just, it's like, why are you not being consistent? Like, fuck, it drives me crazy. And it's my friends too, and Facebook is starting to, I'm starting to hate Facebook. I might be getting off that shit just because I'm seeing people that I care about saying shit that's just pissing me off, and it's just like, it just makes me mad. It's like, and it just because it reinforces everything that I'm thinking. Like, let's take this. Let's jump into this. I'll segue there because I think
might as well, man.
We pretty much got through that. Shooting? I think you get the shooting, the Orlando shooting. I found it about Sunday morning Kraken knocks on the door, so I was laying there, he's like, oh my god, did you hear about the, I'm like, because dude, 50 people, I'm like, holy shit, it's awful. And then of course you hear it's in a gay bar, and you're like, oh shit. Not because it's anything less, but because god damn it, if it's not something more important now. Because, and here's the thing, this is what bugs me. I've got a lot of these posts, oh, I'm crying with my and it's like, listen, are you trying to tell me that because these people are gay, it's more important than if they weren't? In other words, does it really matter if these people are gay? Because you don't seem to, from what I'm getting from some of these quotes from some of my friends, that they don't believe or they wouldn't be as affected if they weren't gay. Now I understand the holier, not holier now, but the tribal aspects of it. But if 50 blind people were shot up in a fucking room, I would not be going, oh, my blind brethren.
My people. Well, that's the groupthink shit.
And that's what I'm talking about. But it's bad. So it makes me think, okay, so these people obviously, and it's like, oh, the culture, the hate in our country. I'm like, no. It's not gun rights. It's
that's what I've been seeing a lot.
It's
of
Muslims.
Anti-gun shit.
It's not the goddamn guns. It's the fucking religion that hates gays. There are countries in this world where they still behead people for being gay. Right. And you can't criticize that because that's racist, Muslim phobic. No, it's not. It's a religion that is shit. It's culture that is shit that these people are brought up in, that hates gay people because it ain't this culture any longer. Sorry. Christians don't shoot up gay fucking places any longer. Most Christians are actually tolerant of gay people. It's always the fucking Muslims that do this shit because their religion is fucking foul.
Oh, here comes Skeletor.
Yeah, and it's not because this is like Muslim religion. Let me rephrase. Let me make that clear. Muslim religion, and let me make this clear. I do not think the deaths are less tragic because they are gay. I just don't think they are more tragic. It's simply fucking tragic. Because they are human fucking beings who died. Not like, oh, they're human beings died and they're gay, so let's go to a candlelight vigil with a rainbow flag. Fuck! No! This is a Muslim terrorism. If it was Paris, all this bullshit, it was fucking Muslim. They're not a nation. There's no nation of gays. And if you want there to be, then you're always going to be seen that way. You're never going to break free of the goddamn gay stigma unless you stop embracing it as some kind of fucking, like, homogeneous, like, group. Like, oh, well, gays all think alike, and gays think like, no. No, it's fucking ridiculous.
And yet they don't want to be stereotyped.
Of course, they don't want to be stereotyped, but they want to see. No, of course they do. So that's the paradigm. That's the doublethink. They want you to notice them, but only notice them in a positive light and reinforce their goodwill about themselves so that they can feel great about doing absolutely nothing except being gay.
Actually, you know what's funny, dude? Is I've seen a commercial. I don't remember what it's a car commercial, but they've got a really flaming like fag character on there. It was like, oh yes, and if he drives it, he's got to be a honk. And I was like, whoa, I'm surprised they went there.
That doesn't bug me. That doesn't surprise me at all. Because you've got hey, queer eye for the straight guy.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's hip to be
queer eye. It's hip to be queer. That needs more gay. No, it doesn't. It doesn't need more. It doesn't need less. It doesn't need any. It's not a goddamn trait. It's not a personality trait. If you want it to be, we can make it that. So we can make all gay people have exactly the same, oh, that you're gay, so you must like fucking this. You must be liberal. If you want that, that's where you're going. And this whole idea like I said, I'm not diminishing anything that happened there, but do not try to make it stronger or more important because gay people were killed. It doesn't matter. It's all about the people that died, and the fact that they died was because of a religion, and it's the Muslim religion that no one wants to fucking talk about. Why is no one saying this is awful? These gay people were killed because of the fucking beliefs of this fucker that were backward and fucked up. These gay people were killed. It was awful.
Now, you sure it's because of his religion? You sure he just wasn't just a fucking nut job?
No, he called 911 and said, this is from ISIS, Allah Akbar, or some shit like that. His name is Omar Madeen.
But that's what you do when you're fucking... They're whacked out. It's the fundamentalist.
They even say he's gay himself, was gay and was struggling with his own gayness, and so just said, fuck it.
Oh, so he's fighting with his self-hatred,
Yeah, self-hatred because of his fucking religion. Not because of guns, because I'll ask again. I need to find this out, look into this. But interesting question to ask. How long have assault rifles been legal? All right, and assault rifles been illegal for the last 60, 70 years. We know how long guns have been legal. Well,
sure.
Why are these things all of a sudden happening? It's because of the guns? If the guns were always there...
Because I did see somebody on Facebook say, weapons that spray bullets in all directions aren't for civilized society. So now here comes that holier than thou bullshit too.
Yeah,
know?
well, that's the thing too. I think you should be able to buy anything you want as a piece. A lot of people buy samurai swords and shit. They want to buy this stuff as long as they don't use it. That's fine. But my point is, if these weapons have been legalized for all this fucking time, wouldn't we have had mass shootings back in 1960 at the same rate if it was always legalized and it's always been the guns?
Yeah. Yeah. You think?
No, it's because we're fucking dying as a culture. We're dying. We're fucking falling apart. We have no boundaries, no understanding. It's not toxic masculinity or some shit. It's that our culture is simply falling apart, and also these people are being allowed to say what they want. They're being allowed to say you can't talk anything. You can't say anything about Muslims. They actually get mad at the people who like shoot up fucking these cartoonists who write these Muslim fucking pieces in their magazines and stuff, or Muslim cartoons that just poke fun at the religion, which you can as a free culture do. They get mad at the cartoonists when, well, you shouldn't have wrote that. That's why you got shot. So
well, it depends, because like I said, I do know some. These are the fundamentalists, the crazy fuckers, dude. Like actual Muslims, because I do know a few, and they're not as wacko.
Well,
as
it does say in the actual Quran that, from what I can understand, that the fundamental principles of the religion, one is that homosexuality is completely immoral.
Well, Christianity says that too.
Not in such a way that it says death to the homosexuals. Like literally, the punishment from Allah is death.
Well, you remember that one wacko reverend?
I'm talking about the literal scripture. Like moderate Muslims think that that immoral and that the punishment of Allah is justified. The whole point is that they still behead fucking people in other countries for being gay, and those countries are Muslim countries that are ran by fucking cultures that are inferior to ours.
Yeah, well, that's the slave mentality, man. They're slaves. I'm not saying it's right.
No, it's not right at all. Nothing's right about it. It's awful. It's an awful experience. But the politicizing of it and this whole guns, it's the guns. Why are you people so much in denial? It's not the guns. If it were the guns, it would have been happening 20 years ago. It's not. It's happening now. It's not. It didn't happen then. So if it had happened, if it was the guns, it would have happened when they were legalized. Right when certain guns were legalized, bam, skyrocket in fucking these things happening. No, it's gradually over the last decade and a half, gradually, more and more, because the exposure, the social media, the anarchy inspired by it, the tension you get. We know all about this motherfucker now. When he was 12, he fucking posted this on Facebook. So some fuckface is out there going, wow, this guy's famous. I'm gonna go blow up a fucking museum full of children on a Wednesday. I'm gonna be all over the place too. People will know exactly who I am forever.
Yeah, well, that's some of that is just to get some fame and whatever dumb shit they want to do. I mean, who was this guy anyway? Did they know about him? Does he live here? What's his deal?
No, he was an American citizen. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, there you go. He's just a fucking idiot.
Yeah, and he also it's a terrorist act because it was as they say, assume it is. Also, or mass shooting, whatever. All I know is that he was totally had a lot of hate speech toward different people, and it was based upon his philosophical belief in that religion. So you got to look at the fucking facts. It's like you look at the goddamn actions and not at the fucking just we are Muslims and we preach peace. Okay, then why aren't all the fucking people blowing the fuck out of stuff Muslim? Why are they fucking say Allah Akbar? Because obviously the reason, just like why are all the people who try to get men fired or people fired for wearing sweaters feminists?
Well, see, this is why I don't like any religion, just religion in general.
Ideology is the problem. It's like a full-on ideology is the issue.
Well, that's it.
Keep your eyes open.
The ideology. It's the whole. You got to think this way, and you got to think. And it's religion is a tool of slavery and to continue hate.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what it is. So regardless of Christian, Muslim, whatever, I put it on just crazy fucking religious wacko whatever.
Yeah, definitely extremists, but this kind of stuff breeds these people, and the thing is, we're not helping, obviously, considering we're fucking droning all these. It's just a fucking mess, man. This whole world's a goddamn nightmare, and maybe that's part of it too. Is that those couple of days, you're just kind of like, fuck it, life is good, and
right, exactly, and now it's back to this shit again.
And it's back to this goddamn shit where people are just like, oh, and I'm gonna go to this fucking candlelit vigil, and I just want to ask you, would you have gone to the vigil if they weren't gay? And what does that say about you? And you can't complain if a gay person wouldn't go to one if they were. You can't get mad at somebody going, I wouldn't, how could you refuse to go to this vigil just because they're gay? Well, you didn't go to the last vigil when 23 people died and they weren't gay. So you actually went because they were. So what's the fucking difference?
Well, it kind of reminds me of the thing you played, with the feminist and the Muslim.
Yeah.
Where they're very similar, So
well, it's not even just feminism. I'm just talking, the whole idea of the group ideology. Like, yes, you can be a part of your quote-unquote group.
There you go.
But if you want to, but just realize that the more you relate to them, the less you're going to relate to everybody else, because it's going to suck you into your own little world.
Yeah, and you're going to be more isolated because of it, and then you're going to be upset because you're isolated and oppressed.
Yeah.
You have a reason to cry that oppression, Well, you want to stick to your little group, then you're going to have oppression. That's what it is. You oppress yourself.
Pretty much, because you box yourself in and you continue to reinforce the stereotypes. Not only reinforce them, but demand that you reinforce them.
Yep.
So it's just awful, man. The whole thing, but it just bugs me. I'm seeing more of that. And then that thing that the last time with, I don't know what happened with that comment or whatever, but
that comment. Yeah.
Like, goddamn, man. I mean, you can't say anything and then just bomb with these fucking notes about filibuster. All the Congress, they filibustered and they wanted the gun control, and I'm like, people just don't want to admit that the problem is that we have a fucked up culture. It sucks balls.
Yeah, everything but the real problem is being addressed.
Or it's not sucks balls. It's still great, obviously. We're the best culture in terms of best cultures in the world. We have women's rights, gay rights. We're worried about gay marriage. Other gays in countries are worried about being beheaded. So, and we're not even worried about gay marriage anymore. We're worried about fucking bathroom types and whether you can go into the right bathroom and how horrible the feeling and shame of going into a different bathroom with a different symbol on it is. Other people, LGBT people in the world, are worrying about being beheaded because in front of a whole town. They all come out and watch the gay guy get his fucking head cut off. You gave head, you get your head cut off, you faggot, and then they kill him. But no, it's our country that's so terrible, and we can't blame the Muslims because it's fucking. Oh no, it's not. We can't blame a faulty ideology because it's going to be sexist and rape, even though it's not a goddamn race. There's no such thing as a Muslim race. So when you're making
that's
fun
like saying Jews are a race.
So when you're pointing fingers at Islam, going, this fucking thing is crazy, and it's breeding fucking these people that are really literally want to die for themselves. No, you're a racist. No, it's an ideology.
Yeah, I'm against the ideology.
I'm against Islam as much as I am against Nazi Germany. Or Nazism, whatever. Nazi philosophy.
Well, yeah, if the ideology is kill a certain group of people because we hate them, then fuck them. Okay, so Skeletor, you want to call us hate mongers? Yeah, we hate groups that hate. Well, that makes us horrible.
That's great. We hate groupthink. We hate being. I don't give a shit whether you're a certain thing. I give a shit who you are as an individual, and I literally mean that because I've been through that myself. I am judged, and I can say this as a victim. I am judged as a group every single day. But it's hard. Everybody is. Everybody is judged by a group. What you do is you rise above that as an individual, and you force people to see you as who you are.
Which is funny, man. Yesterday, I got 2 "Did you go to the blind center?" questions from blindos. Funny enough. Mm-hmm. So, which is interesting because they think that that's where they need to go. That's where they're told they should go. Stick with your own kind. So it's more of that groupthink shit again.
Yeah, because it's the same kind of thing.
And they buy into it.
It's awful.
Oh, speaking of buying into shit.
Uh-oh.
I don't know if this is another thing that just kind of came up here. I talked about it, on Facebook. Did you see that thing about the autistic girl who nobody came to her birthday party?
Oh, shit.
Oh, dude. There was this girl who turned 18. I talked about it on Facebook somewhat, but I got fucking raked over the coals for it, and I was told I have no compassion and all kinds of other bullshit. But, yeah, dude, basically it was this 18-year-old autistic girl. It was her 18th birthday, and she invited everybody at school to come to her birthday party. Well, nobody showed up. So her cousin takes a picture of her crying into her birthday cake and puts it up on Facebook.
Yay, and everybody's going to say, oh, it's touching. So what happened? Let me get what happened. And everybody came to the party.
Well, nobody came to the party, but everybody was feeling so sad for her, and people were buying her gifts and donating money and shit,
and guarantee they're going to have a fucking another party. And this time, everybody's going to show up. Yay!
Yeah, people that she doesn't even know.
Awful. God, it's like that. It's like that fucking granddad. You see that fucking story about the granddad who made his family dinner, Made them their
What?
hamburgers. His granddad made his family burgers. Made all his 7 kids burgers one night, and only one of the kids showed up. See, this is the kind of fucked up shit we are actually concerned about.
Yes,
And
that's
people
what
are
I'm
fucking
saying.
dying, man. People are getting raped in the street. Women in other countries are getting raped in the street and then being fined because they were raped.
Right.
People are fucking worried about autistic people who fucking probably
Nobody shows up to their birthday.
invited
party.
everyone to it. How does she invite it? What is the specifics? Did she like put a fucking notes, like signs all over the place for everyone
I
to
think
come?
she just gave like invitations to everybody or something.
They're 18, man. No one's gonna. I mean, I'm sure some people would have gone if she would have picked the right people.
Well, that's the point too. I never wanted to do that shit growing up. I just wanted my friends to come. I'm like, I don't want it. The only time I did invite my whole class is because my mom made me do it.
Well, and then she's fighting her whole class, but did she invite anybody specifically? Did she? Who knows? The whole idea, though, is it's insulting because these people are going, it's sad. You shouldn't even see that. Why would anybody want then that humiliation be seen? Somebody crying into their fucking cake.
Yeah,
in their
exactly. Like, who would want that?
That's awful. Why would you want? What kind of cousin or person would you to be that thinks so little of somebody intellectually or as a person? You're like, I'm going to post this on. That is definitely.
That was. Well, and if she did want that, that's total Steve-ocity.
Oh, it's total signaling, dude.
Yeah,
it's total.
Yeah.
God, for some reason I'm losing the word now.
Well, we remember we called them Steve-Os, the people that think people should feel sorry for them and shit.
Well, no, the autistic girl didn't do anything. She probably didn't realize she was being filmed.
Well, that's what's even shittier.
The fucking cousin is a fucking retard. The real retard in this situation is the fucking cousin. I'm gonna post this all over so that I can. So
I
my
can drum up sympathy.
Cousin can drum up sympathy, and I'll be fucking just virtue signaling. There it is, virtue signaling that I'm an awesome person who cares. So now everybody can send her money and give her shit, and now she's like, now what does that show her? It shows her nothing. It doesn't do. It's just awful. And then people can virtue signal themselves by sending them gifts and donating to whatever the fuck cause and being like, yeah, like by putting the rainbow colored fucking picture behind your fucking name for solidarity and.
Well, it definitely builds the wrong idea. You know what I'm saying? Definitely puts forth the wrong idea.
It builds the wrong idea in two ways. It builds the idea of anybody have any sense of privacy and dignity and decency anymore to allow somebody to deal with their shame on their own?
Yeah, exactly.
How
about this? How about you really help out by being a compassionate family member?
How about you go over there and go, hey, you know what? No one else came. Let's make this a party of our own. We're going to go and have some fun. And we're going to go out and do some stuff because I love you and you got people with me. No, you sit there and film it and put it on Facebook and then assume that you're an awesome person because you feel... Yeah, we're fucked, man. We are fucked.
That's where I was pissed. And I put it up, and dude, you won't believe the shit people said to me. I have no compassion, which is funny because there's my compassion right there. I feel bad for the girl.
You feel bad for the girl because it should never have been made public that she had this issue. Because that would be embarrassing as fuck to anybody at all. It would be embarrassing for me if I invited a whole shitload of people to my party and no one came and someone filmed me crying in my cake or whatever the fuck she was doing, and then put it on YouTube to make it seem like it was a bad thing. How dare they not come to her party? No one is obligated to come to her party because she's autistic. That just make you. Oh, it's the whole goddamn.
She's special. Nobody loves her. You see how she's so ostracized?
Yeah, we gotta go over there. You should go to her party. Why? Because she's autistic. No. Sorry.
Which is funny. She's actually ostracizing her by doing what she did.
Exactly. Pushing her into that hole, like, oh, poor, and now she's getting all these donations precisely because she's autistic and no one came to her party. Not because of any real noble. It's all virtue signals. It's all stroking your own fucking virtue cocks.
Yeah, exactly. It's not if she was just your standard 18-year-old girl and no one happened to show up to her party, there'd have been no big deal out of this. You couldn't, and that's what I think this cousin knew this. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at my autistic fucking cousin.
Of course she did. She wasn't thinking about her goddamn cousin. She was thinking about herself.
Of course not. She wanted the fame.
She wanted to. So what? Now everybody's going, you did a good thing there, girl. You post this, and now look at what all the good you're doing. Yeah, virtue. I am awesome. I am great.
Oh yeah.
Fuck about. Yeah, ridiculous.
Yep, that's what I did. I shared it, and I said, I feel like Carlos Mencia. Why the fuck is this even news? And I just start going off on it, and that's when
it isn't news. But that's what we have to. That's how little fucking how much time people think we don't have any time. If we didn't have any time,
We couldn't do shit like that.
Be posting. If we didn't have any time, we'd be fighting fighting tigers to get meals to survive the evening. You know, so
Right.
you know, fuck. We have so much goddamn time that we're actually commenting on and focusing on an autistic girl who no one came to her party, which that's like a fucking story from a 1980s fucking sitcom. You know, no one came to my party, hey!
Or something we would have read like when we were
fucking
in fourth grade or
Ramona
something.
has a party and Ramona fucking Gimsy, whatever.
Actually, I think there was an episode of Pooh Corner.
Oh, sure. No one came to my party. Yeah, it's childish, and now we're doing it as adults. We are fucked.
Yeah, it actually is a real thing.
Oh, shit. We are fucked, man. Think about that. Pooh Corner becomes reality.
Yes, dude. There was I remember an episode of Pooh Corner.
Was Eeyore the autistic girl? Nobody loves me.
Actually, no, it was Owl. Owl had a party at his house.
And no one came,
invited
right?
all these people, and no one showed up.
Yeah, and he was sad, and there was like all his friends finally said, you know what? We're sorry, and everything turned out well because he realized he did have friends, and
Yep,
that's life. You know, now she has a whole bunch of friends who now she probably
who are just fake friends.
He's going to send her money that they can feel good about themselves, so they can get over the guilt of something that never happened to them at all.
Right.
Jesus, God, watch yourself, man. I could be walking down the street and fucking just like.
But the fact people felt the need to even defend this story, like people don't see the problem with it, is what's sick.
Yeah, they think it's okay. Like,
one of them happens to be disabled, by the way, I'm going to throw out there.
Well, that doesn't matter at all. That's the whole point. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore because those are our worst enemies, are the motherfuckers who actually are disabled, like the Steve-Os.
Yeah,
who are going to fucking be the ones who are going to goddamn love the fact that they are disabled, love the fact they got struggles.
Yeah, exactly. They wallow in it. Like, hey, I grew up.
I got a little bit over the weekend of that little arrogant, I got struggles. Well, fuck you. Everybody has struggles. Everybody. Yeah. Even the richest people. You just don't know them because you don't care. Because they make a certain amount of money, for which over that amount of money, you don't think they're human. Because you are group thinking. These motherfuckers, he just grew up rich. Oh, yeah, he did. Yeah, his dad fucked him in the ass with a spoon every night. That silver spoon you were talking about that was in his mouth? It wasn't in his mouth. It was in his ass because his mommy and daddy fucked him with it. Yeah, but great fucking childhood. I'm sure you would want that instead of living in a loving family that makes $20 grand a year.
Well, and my big point on this was, hey, man, like you said, we deal with the shit all the time. I remember in college and high school, there were kids that didn't want me to be a part of their shit, that didn't want me in their thing. But did I go make a federal case out of it?
There were
I was
kids,
just like, fuck them. They're not my friends.
There were also kids who I looked at that were completely sighted or whatever, or normal, quote unquote, and I'm like, I don't want to fucking hang out with you. And they were considered less than I was, and I was like, I don't want to fucking do it. It's just the way shit works. You learn from them and go, hey, you know what? Maybe I was a dick at some point in the past, but that's the way life is, and you learn from that. But the point is, it happens with everybody. There are people in high school who I guarantee you were fucked with a shit ton more than I was. And part of the reason why is because I was protected because I was visually impaired. Because people would not fuck with me as much because they would go, hey, don't fuck with him, man. He's got an eyesight problem. While Jimmy John down the line is getting fucking beat the fuck up every day when he goes home from school because he's quote-unquote normal. Whose life is better? See, this stuff fucking bugs me, man.
Yeah, exactly.
No one has the
I think it was more the kids with some sight that got fucked with for why are you riding the retard bus?
But that was a simple question. When you answer, well, I have to ride with everybody to get home. I can't drive.
See, but I never got that question.
I know, but I'm talking about Jimbo. Yeah, so we all have our little different perceptions. I'm just talking about the idea that people think, you must have had it hard in high school. Well, high school kind of sucked, but not because it was just kind of like I just wanted to get through it. I didn't like to be there. It wasn't anything about really being fucked with a lot. Honestly, I got fucked with a little bit, but I kept myself. Mainly, I was ignored and looked past. You didn't like most
of who was there anyway.
Yeah, normally I was looked over and looked past, which is fine by me. Let me read my fucking Mage of John Thor fucking
right.
novel.
You didn't care for those kids anyway.
Yeah, and but then there's other motherfuckers there who were literally couldn't be ignored. They were targeted because they were just we're gonna get Jimmy. Hey, you guys want to fucking beat up Jimmy today? Nah, we did it yesterday. Yeah, let's do it again. And every day he's going to school in fear.
Yeah,
and he's just a normal dude. And he's a white dude, probably lives in an upper class family, but likes certain things. And he goes to school and gets his ass kicked every day, and he has to deal with that. And it's a horrifying experience. Hey, he's fine. He's got money. His family's got money. Go fuck yourself. Fuck you, Jimmy. Why don't you go ahead and pay for a fucking therapist? We don't give a fuck about you, you person with money. It's all group, man. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. So, kind of like that fat kid, Chris, that used to come into the VH room. Remember him?
Mm-hmm.
And he was kind of nerdy and dorky, and kids used to I guarantee he got fucked with way more than any of us did.
Oh yeah.
So
it's all the same shit. So just perspective. So anyway, speaking of buses, we got a boba.
Oh yeah, well, here's the thing. I've noticed. Well, and I've talked to some of the drivers, and they've kind of told me what's been going on. And this is why I've been getting bobed a lot, or they've been late for me a lot. Is because, dude, they have certain drivers out there driving. They have so many drivers. Let's say they have 600 drivers or something. So out of 600, they put maybe 200 or 300 out there, while the others come to work and just sit around. And they're actually paying them not to drive. So they're coming to work to fuck off in the break room. And instead of, giving people, taking other people off their manifest, now all these other drivers get slammed with all these rides, and they're running late and all kinds of other shit. And they got a million. And I've been noticing too, dude, the buses have been more packed lately. Like I get on and they're like, you got to go 3 seats back, instead of, normally I used to sit in the front.
They're trying to cut costs by pushing everybody on the buses now. But then again, they keep these fuckers hired. So you'd think if they were cutting costs, they just cut the fuckers who weren't working.
Well, it's these bean counting assholes that are trying to, finagle something to, instead of just being productive, they're happy with looking productive.
Oh yeah, because it allows them to continue doing what they're doing and keep their little nest egg going.
Exactly. That's just what's happening. So, they got drivers that should be transferring these, excessive rides to them. But instead, no, they're just sitting around in the break room. Like the guy that came and picked me up Tuesday, I had a meeting to go to, and I had to be there at 12, and the driver didn't get to me till about 12:15.
Oh, shit.
But, you could tell, dude, when he got there that he felt genuinely bad for being late. And he was even telling me, he's like, man, he was like, I used to never be late. And he's like, now all of a sudden this new company takes over, and he's like, I'm always late. They got me doing shit that's impossible.
Yep. Oh yeah, like the ride we were on, the Disneyland ride. We ran a fucking Small World, dude.
Fucking insane. Yeah.
Awful. No reason for it. Could have been home.
And they should have transferred some of those people over to another driver who was sitting there with his thumb up his ass in the fucking break room drinking coffee. But instead, they don't do that because, well, it looks more productive if we've got only a few drivers on the street. So they can cry for more grant money.
Yeah, and then but that's ridiculous. Yeah, exactly. If they have those people just sitting there.
Yeah, then they can say, look, we can't possibly cover all these routes, and so and this is their way to say, they need more money because they need to hire more drivers. But of course, they're not going to use that money for that.
No.
Jesus Christ, dude! Since we've been doing this show, my phone has rang like 2 or 3 times. I've gotten several texts.
Oh, really? Can you tell who they're from? Are they anybody important?
I couldn't hear because it's in my room on the charger.
Huh.
So I don't know who's been calling me, but either way, I'm just like tripping out because my phone hasn't really rung all day.
Oh, well, maybe we'll call it a day after ranting about the fucking buses because it's...
Well, although, I got to say one more funny thing about that, though.
Okay.
So here it was, that bus that was late for me that day, to take me to my meeting. I didn't call anybody. Well, I called to see where my ride was, but nobody ever picked up because I got a text saying that they'd be there in like 5 minutes or something. So I'm like, okay, fine. So the bus shows up, I get on, the guy's, apologizing and everything and whatever. So I get to my meeting, and a little while later, I'm sitting in the meeting, and I get a phone call. It's from Sandy from Transdev. And I'm like, what the fuck? So then I call him back later, after my meeting, and I'm like, hey, Sandy, what's up? And he's like, hey, did you get your ride okay? And I'm like, yeah, I got there a little late, but I got it. But it's just funny that all of a sudden somehow, he was alerted.
They're tracking you. Yeah, they know because you kept them on their toes. So.
Yep, there's that motherfucker. Uh-oh, we better,
There's that motherfucker, dude. Seriously, man. That's hilarious. Yep. So that's kind of like the other benefit. There's you nag just enough to be noticed, and now you don't have to do anything, and they do it all themselves for you.
Yeah, exactly. Now all of a sudden they're just like, oh, we got you, Silverhammer. So, anyway, fuck. On that note, man.
Yeah, pretty much. Come on, fuckface.
Our bitches.
Yeah, well, I guess yeah. So that was a good, intense show. I'm just getting more and more convinced of.
The world being fucked up?
Yeah, well, not just everything, man. Just the whole bunch of shit. But anyways, we'll talk about this on our next show. I guess we'll be working on support, so go check that out. The Houghton Blue Lounge, first episode's up. so you can be up to date on that. I am Cruise Control.
I'm Maxwell Silverhammer.
And that's the story there, bitches! For the 16th of June, 2016. Nothing sacred, motherfuckers. Later, bitches.